welcome to Rice Chat. I'm Oscar. I'm joined by
Geraint
and
Peter.
We're going to be talking about the most anticipated games 2016. We have two cameras, so I don't know where to look.
Where's the other camera?
I usually don't look.
Exactly.
I usually don't look at any cameras. I just like pretend like they're not there. So.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Did you get my memo and pick out some anticipated games for 2016?
No, just.
Or are you just going off the top of your head?
I believe you told me about this for the first time about 6 minutes ago.
Well, we were going to talk about it last time, but then we ended up talking about other things for ages instead.
To finally get round to yes. What's everybody hyped for?
We already talked about Street Fighter 5.
Yeah, so I think we have to. This is the year of the fighters,
Street
isn't
Fighter.
it? So
yes.
So all the fighters. I'm excited for all the fighters.
All I'm gonna say is that Street Fighter 5 is closer now than it was at the last podcast.
When's it release date?
The 16th of February.
More remembered.
And my hype is intensifying. So I'm gonna leave it at that.
Anything else, or is that the only game you're looking forward to?
It's hard because Street Fighter 5 is currently just kind of like this black hole of games interest that just sucks all my attention in. So I can't really think beyond that.
Yeah, I keep telling you about games and you keep going, how close is that to Street Fighter 5?
Yes, pretty much. So I'm sure there are other things that I would be excited about, but I can't think of them at all now.
Nitro Plus Blasters.
I do want to play that.
Which is unfortunate. It's so close to Street Fighter 5. But I'm really looking forward to that.
It's a different kind of fight. Right?
It's a very different kind of fight. I'm a big fan of Hard Heart, so that's going to be cool. But I think, and usually I would go with Nitro Plus Blasters, but the level of hype for Street Fighter 5 in this office is kind of carrying me with it. So I'm going to probably pick that up again. So.
What else are you looking forward to? Yeah.
So for me, it is the year of the JRPGs. What I like to think of as the JRPG comeback year.
Persona 5.
Persona 5.
Finally.
The next Ys is looking really, really nice.
Is Star Ocean this year?
And Star Ocean, no, that's the other one.
Final Fantasy 15?
Yes.
If
but
it's going to be
for
this
some
year.
reason, initially I was really hyped for that game, but that's kind of waned a little bit.
Yeah, to be honest, I'm kind of finding it hard to be excited about.
I keep forgetting it exists, which sounds like a stupid thing to say, but I do. So Star Ocean, I'm like super excited for. At least I'm super excited for. They kind of got that classic, hyper colourful JRPG style, which I really like. Whereas, like Final Fantasy, it looks a bit kind of Boys on Patrol, like a bit. I don't know. It doesn't have that. It looks too kind of Western and grimy, and I like my JRPGs to be mega colourful.
It does seem to be kind of like dark in the same vein that Final Fantasy 7 was, in that it's a little bit of a less colourful world.
Yeah,
but you do have the whole romantic boys.
I'm sure it'll be decent. I don't have the fear for that I did post 13.
Yeah.
That's kind of gone. So I've kind of regained a bit of confidence that it looks decent. The demo's great, but
it doesn't seem that stylized to me. Not in the way that like Persona 5 is.
Yes, exactly. Because I think it is. There are elements of it which are like hyper realistic.
Persona 5 is like color coded even.
Yes,
red
exactly.
And black.
And Persona 5 will be like art direction in that game is going to be amazing. So you can't kind of not ignore that. So I think if I had to like put them into an order of things that I really want to play. I'm going to be like some kind of weird hipster and go for Ys as being my top one because it's a series that I love. And then I'm going to go for Star Ocean, then Persona 5, and then Final Fantasy comes at the end. In terms of the if they were all in front of me right now, that's the order that I'd pick them up and
see.
play.
My order is exactly the opposite.
So you go for 15,
yes.
Then Persona, then Star Ocean, then Ys.
Yes.
Okay.
So
my order is 1886. I can't wait for the order 1887.
Oh my god. Okay, I'm just gonna ignore Oscar there.
For a second I thought you were talking about the Anno series of
No.
of medieval trade.
Oh my lord. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to process the fact that Final Fantasy 15 might actually come out this year because it's been a thing.
It's for ages.
So long.
And I think that's why I've kind of forgotten about it because
I know it's existed out there in the ether as a thing that might someday actually come to us, but I can't actually process that it might
It might
be
actually
this
happen.
year.
I'm sure it'll be great, you know, and like visually, every time I see it, it just looks really, really nice, and there's some excitement to be had for that.
Are you sure it's going to be great though? I mean, no one liked 13.
Well, are they going to make the same mistake? I don't think they are.
I think they. Must
I'm wondering
have
if the
something.
goodwill is waning on them a bit though.
I think the goodwill's been weighing on them for quite a long time, isn't it? But I think that 13 dealt a pretty major blow in terms of people's kind of perception of them as being like the JRPG gods is long gone now.
See, I feel like it got some of that goodwill back with Final Fantasy VII, the HD
yeah.
remaster and the remake. Like,
But then the
I'm
jury's still out on
excited
that as
about
well
Final
because of
Fantasy
the episodic nature of it. Again, people are like, "Oh, great," and then you know, how is this really going to work? So
They just need to put out a solid Final Fantasy that's just there, and then
Yeah.
people can go, well,
they need
yeah.
to go. Yeah, they need to deliver a numbered Final Fantasy, which is legit.
actually good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then all will be forgiven, I think.
I'm looking forward to Zelda.
Of course.
Not just the Zelda for the Wii.
Is it going to be a Nix Zelda or will it be Wii?
I think it
Zelda?
would be. I'd be very surprised if it wasn't a Twilight Princess thing. Speaking of Twilight Princess, the HD version is coming out, and I'm more excited than I thought I would be.
Is it controversial to say that it is possibly my favourite Zelda?
It is very, very good.
It is very
Perhaps.
good. And people were down on it for some reason.
People
at the
were
time,
really excited with it, then they went down on it, and now it's kind of.
but it's kind of
a
re-emerged as
resurgence.
being- I think it's a really, really good Zelda. It's almost like a best of the Zelda series.
It has some of the
pulls
best
in loads
dungeon
of-
design.
Yeah, it does.
You've got the prison one with the skeletons and stuff.
Mm.
You've got the ice mansion one, and just those two alone are probably two
Yeah,
of
the
best
ice.
Zelda
Yeah,
dungeons.
yeah, it's brilliant. It has a water temple that doesn't really suck, which I hated. The water
I think it
temple in
has
Cruise
more
Land.
dungeons than most Zeldas typically do.
I think it's almost like a refinement of all that they'd learned from previous Zeldas, and it all came together into a really good, coherent game.
I think also Wind Waker was kind of rushed through development. which
Yes, it
everyone
was, and
knows
it
now.
had and the
And
end
they-
game the end game in Wind Waker was like pretty dull.
And they've said that they've since reused the dungeons designs that they cut, so they probably like refined those into Twilight Princess, pushed it back to do the Wii GameCube thing.
New content
It's kind of to
for
the
Twilight
point.
Princess. Well, I'm not sure. I haven't really read up enough to know exactly what that new content is, but I think there's a new mega dungeon. Is that correct?
I don't really know much about it. Really.
Okay.
Just that it's HD and you get an amiibo.
that's it.
Wolf
Yes,
Link
That
yes,
makes a
Amiibo.
difference,
Wolf
doesn't it?
Link Amiibo. I also really like Midna. I thought Midna was a really, really cool
Yeah, I was
character.
gonna say Midna is like one of my favorite things about that game.
Kind of a cheeky little imp. Probably shouldn't go any further. No spoilers. But yeah, it's cool.
The Twilight stuff's pretty cool as well.
Yes, it is.
Nice
but
sound design.
But you know what? I like the Twilight. I like the Twilight part of it, and I like the fact that you had these two different styles of gameplay. But by the time that came along, actually, it was one of the things I was less into because I'd had like a light and dark. There'd been like a light and dark world overkill by that point.
Yeah.
You know, so you're like Link to the Past has that's a similar kind of system, but obviously Metroid 2 had a similar system. So,
And the length of some of the wharf bits before you can un-Twilight the place is
Yeah.
a bit long. I remember there's one bit in Lake Hylia where you have to find the light bits as the wharf. It just takes ages.
yeah.
Because you got to keep going all the way around. It's a
Do you-
big area.
Yeah, it's a bit where you've got those little enemies that are in the water. You have to flip them over and like defeat all their
Something like that.
when you're in the water.
Well, they did a really good job with Wind Waker HD, so hopefully, you know, with cutting out some of the monotonous parts, reducing the fetch quest for the Triforce, the Super Sale. So hopefully they'll do the same job. Yeah.
The other thing about it is, I think Wind Waker works really well in the upscaling because it's already like a beautiful game and it has that kind of graphical style, whatever. I think my fear is that for the HD remake, it will kind of look a little bit washed out now, texture-wise, isn't
It might
super
not have
strong.
aged nearly as
Yeah,
well
as well as
did,
Wind Waker,
because
yeah.
Wind Waker has a style that
It
doesn't
sort of
really
transcends
age
time
that way.
kind of a thing, yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They've impressed me with their HD stuff so far, though, so I'm
I'm
willing
sure
to-
it'd be good.
buy it
Yeah.
on good faith, really.
Can you do away with Waggle controls?
Well, that'd be interesting. Because I've never played the
Because lots of
GameCube
people I know played the GameCube version and preferred it to the Wii one.
Yeah.
I quite liked aiming and stuff, aiming and strafing with the Wii one at the time. I thought it was quite cool. Slashy.
Well, some of the basic stuff like aiming, they'll be able to do with the
Yeah.
gyro in there. So I think
I
we get
do
the
wish
best
they
of both worlds.
do away with it. Like that was my major problem with Skyward Sword. Like if I could play that game without motion controls, that would have been so much better.
Yeah,
it was
I mean,
one
it's
that
kind
I
of
guess
the point.
Skyward
though.
Sword is one that I never played it at all.
It was
which
a
is,
very, very good game, and
It's another one where people really loved it, and then they went down on it.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if people are back up on it yet.
but it's
I kind of love it, but I also understand all of the complaints everyone has with it at the same time.
See, I liked how well developed the characters and the story was in that game. Because usually they kind of like throw you in and they don't really develop the characters that much. Like, oh, there's a thing happening. Whereas in that game, Zelda was like an actual person, and you have like a real relationship with her and stuff.
Oh, okay.
It made me want to follow the story through way more than any of the others.
That's interesting.
And I also like the guy with the fight multiple times. It's
Yeah.
very flamboyant.
Is there value in going back to Skyward Sword? Because I never touched it, which is neat because I've always loved the Zelda series. But
Yeah,
it was
I
one
mean,
that
I was hoping they
didn't
would do a
play.
HD version of that, and maybe they will.
Mhm.
But I guess they want to do Twilight Princess first. I think one of the Nintendo guys commented that they were going to do either of them.
Yeah.
They didn't know which one at that point, but they went with Twilight Princess.
Would it be fair to say that Zelda still has that position as being like a true kind of milestone game? Because like things like Half-Life and Doom and the new Mario and the new Zelda, like all these things were like, this is when it's on its way to coming out. Same with Final Fantasy to a certain extent. Like you just know this is going to be the best thing ever. Does it still have that power?
I think so.
Yeah, mainline ones for sure.
Yeah,
Triforce Heroes is quite
Yeah.
mixed, but Link Between Worlds is fantastic.
For me, Zelda is a system seller. For me, like it's a game I will buy a console for. Like to this day, that's still if there's a new Nintendo console, I might not buy it. Like there's a new Mario on that, I might not buy it.
Yeah.
But when there's a new Zelda on
Then
that,
there's-
I will buy it.
So do you think it's going to be? Do you think it's going to be for NX as well?
Yeah, I think it would be smart.
I think, it would be good. They kind of, I feel like they have to.
Yeah.
If they want to sell that NX, then yeah.
They need to make it.
I'm also looking forward to a bunch of other stuff. Digimon, JoJo,
Oh, here we go.
Attack
the
on
new
Titan.
Sonic.
the Telltale Batman.
The new Attack on Titan looks really good.
It does.
It's
Yeah,
the one of the most different looking things that Make Force have done, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, the movement looks great. The way the combat works looks great.
I think if they can nail the feel of the maneuver gear, then that game's going to be awesome. I've gone from kind of being like, no, I'm not really that bothered about it, to actually, yeah, this looks very cool. Does look very cool.
We'll have to see if it comes out this year. Over here, I think.
Has there been a Western announcement for
Yeah.
it? There has. Okay.
I think they said 2016.
Okay.
Maybe
And
it'll
nothing.
be-
Yeah, nothing.
It's out really soon in Japan, like early Feb.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, like it's on the precipice.
It's not out next week. Because I'm in Japan next week. I could
I
go
don't
and
think so.
buy. Is there anything? What should I buy in Japan?
Oh.
What games do we? What games do we need?
I don't know. A lot of the games that I kind of would like to come out of Japan are quite text heavy, and I wouldn't really want to play them
Yeah.
otherwise.
We'll cross that bridge. Next week. So,
Yeah, we can make a list.
There's 2016.
so
Looking forward to it.
yeah.
Yeah, I actually found
Thank-
my list.
Oh, you actually have a list.
You have a list.
Hold up.
Uncharted 4. I forgot about Uncharted 4. I am
Yeah, we
hyped for
good.
Uncharted 4. I love me some Uncharted.
Okay.
I love me some Nathan Drake.
And
I love me some Nolan North.
If we're talking Western games, then it's got to be Deus Ex for me.
Mankind
Really, yeah, really excited for that.
Apparently, they're aiming for that one to be like a trilogy.
Oh, are they now? It's supposed to be like an August release now, I think. But I
I heard apparently it was meant to be a really big game, and now they've kind of.
Can we pretend?
So-
Oh, don't tell me that. That's bad news. Is it episodic 3-part?
Well, Hitman is
Yeah,
episodic
yeah.
fully now. That's Square Enix as
I can
well.
see
Have
how that-
Square Enix bitten
You know
onto
what?
the-
I can see how Hitman can work as an episodic game. I can't see how Deus Ex would, but I've always found the levels in Hitman, like really good levels in Hitman, are like amazing, and they work as like a fully functioning little ecosystem where you can explore the different permutations of how you do something. So Hitman for me is like amazing as an episodic game.
I think apparently the original plans for that Hitman was to be online, like an online game.
Right.
And it would
Yeah,
just be
I'm
like,
actually liking
you
the
go on
idea of
Hitman.
having it be episodic.
I like the
Yeah.
idea, but I
I think
think they
sometimes
You
kinda-
are the hitman, and then
Yeah.
suddenly
You are
you
the
get
hitman.
contacted.
And you get
For
a
a
mission,
mission.
and yeah, perfect.
Then you go on your mission.
Because sometimes I find it. I do like Hitman games, and I've played all of them. I haven't finished all of them, but I've played them all. And I do find I get like fatigue after a little while. because I like to master each level before I go on to the next one.
Yeah.
In terms of getting an understanding of how everything works, and it's quite a draining process. So in that sense, episodic is like perfect.
See, I always kind of just bumble through it. Like I try
Just
very
like
hard to be
everybody on the
smart and
the worst
stealthy
hitman in the world.
up until the point where everything goes wrong, and
Hitman's
it always
bad.
goes wrong.
Exactly.
And then I just like whip out the old assault rifle and just blow away everyone. Like if you saw me, you're dead. So this is how it is.
So I'm really cool with that. I'm really cool with him not being episodic. Deus Ex, I'd be
the way the announcements have rolled out makes me go a bit.
That makes me feel a bit sad.
But yeah, if they put it out and like they need to just get like a first episode out, I guess, and go, here's the Hitman.
Here's the Hitman.
One more, we got it.
But yeah, something like that for Deus Ex would make me angry because it's one of those game projects for me. Like, well,
I heard like trilogy rather than episodic.
Okay,
but who knows? Well, that's 2016.
2016 gaming.
What are you looking forward to?
Let us know in the comments below.